Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Madness, back with another video. So this is kind of like a follow-up to the last video that I did. I realized that I didn't actually put my settings up. I think it was like a mistake when I was running the video. It didn't show up, but I'm gonna make another video for you guys right now. So I'm gonna go over my settings real quick. So these are the settings. As you can see, I have bumper jumper tactical flipped. I recently started using stick and move flipped also. It's also really effective, but I've been just sticking with bumper jumper, but you guys should try out stick and move flipped. On top of that, everything else seems to be remaining intact, but the dead zone, this is where it can get controversial. For me, 0.05, I almost have no movement. As you can see, when I'm like aimed in, there's no drift at all. But say I put it to 0.10, yeah, there's barely any movement. It's probably because of my controller. My controller is pretty good, I'm pretty sure. That's what I feel like, but that's why if I change it up or anything, nothing really happens except for when I put it to 0. There's a slight movement, as you can see, very subtle, which is why I just left it at the default, which was 0.05 for me. And there seems to be like almost no movement, almost no drift at all. On top of that, my sensitivity for both horizontal and vertical is 16 and 16. My ADS sensitivity multiplier low zoom, I put it to 1.38. I saw in one of thekoreansavage's video that he has this on, and I mean, by the way he plays, it seems to be working fine. Try it out. It's much better than having it in default. It just feels much better and smoother when you're aiming down. Aim response curve type, I have it on dynamic. It just helps with my control when I'm aiming down and firing with like a fast firing SMG, for example. My control vibration, I took it off. This is personal preference, but I just feel like when I'm getting shot from behind or something, when I feel the vibration, I kind of get startled, so I just panic. So I just turn it off, so if I see I'm getting shot, I just turn around and kill them. Aim assist, I put it on focusing. This is also really helpful. Say that I'm shooting someone, my gun will just automatically sway to that direction, and it'll be like an easier kill, and I'll get more kills like that. These are default. So I've been playing a lot of Warzone, so I have it on contextual tap, but when I'm playing multiplayer, I would have it to tap to reload. But contextual tap is not a big deal in multiplayer. Only sometimes when when I'm reloading, I find myself picking up like someone else's gun. But other than that, it's not a big deal. Slide behavior, I have it on hold. I used to have automatic tactical sprint when I'm playing Warzone. I recently disabled it because sometimes it gives away my position when I'm trying to slowly sneak up on someone, but then it just starts running out of nowhere. Everything else is how I left it before. My brightness is at 65. I don't want to put it too bright because it just messes with my eye, but having in the middle like at 65 is perfect for me and my monitor. Film grain, I don't want nothing obstructing my view, that's why I turned it off fully. Subtitles, I don't want anything obstructing my view. When I'm like playing, I don't want to see people talking on the bottom. Colorblind type, this is also very interesting. It could help with making your game look a bit different and a bit nicer. I know that if you put Tritanopia and both, it makes everything more red, as you can see. And when I go to world, tones it down, it gives it a little bit more saturation. Everything is yellow when you have Protanopia, I think that's what it's called. And Terranopia, it almost just makes the reds pop out more, as you can see. But I'm gonna just leave it to what I had it before disabled. But my world motion blur, I made sure to turn that off the first time I played the beta because it just messes with my eye. I don't want anything messing with my eye when I'm trying to play and trying to get dubs. Weapon motion blur, same thing over here. I turned that off because I want to see my weapon where it is. The mini map, I used to have it on round a long time, but then I recently switched over to square, and it makes a huge difference for seeing where the enemies are. As you can see, the round one, it doesn't let you see the bottom left portion of it, but the square one lets you see the bottom left portion. Just give it a try, it's really useful. Mini map rotation, I have it on. Recently I tried it without the rotation, but nah, it just feels so weird. It feels like I'm playing like Luigi's Mansion or something, but I just put it to enabled. Everything else just stay the same. For the audio mix, this is where it can really help out your headset if you really have not a good headset like me. Like mine was pretty cheap, but I was playing Warzone and I found myself not being able to hear that many things, so my friend told me to put it on boost high, and it really made a difference. You guys should definitely use that. And then everything else I just left it the same. The hit marker sound is also pretty cool. If you want, you can put it to classic and it sounds like you're playing Modern Warfare 2, but I just left it at the default. But yeah, everything else is the same. Now I just want to give you guys a little tutorial on what I do with bumper jumper tactical flipped. So when I'm playing, right, my L2 is what I jump with, so it helps with like jumping corners and quickly aiming down sight. So right when I jump this corner right here, I quickly press L2 and R2, L2 and L1 I mean, and while I'm jumping the corner, so I'm like running and then bam, like it's like automatic almost. It's like a systematic procedure that I follow. When I'm about to jump this corner, I hold down my L1 and my L2 like at the same time, like not one after another. I hold it down at the same exact time. So I'm say like there's an enemy maybe over here, like over there, I just run and then bam. It's so easy, it's so effective to kill someone. Since I have full control over my right stick instead of having to press X to jump. Well, my X right now is using tactical because of bumper jumper, but before when I would not play with bumper jumper, I would have to press X, and then if I press X, I didn't have control over my right stick, so I didn't know how to move. So with the use of my L2 button, my L2 trigger, so I can jump. I jump, but I'm also able to move while I'm in the air. So I jump, but I'm also able to move while I'm in the air because I'm able to use the right stick. So that makes like movement much better and easier. If I see someone, I could just easily shoot them like that. Everything just feels a lot better with bumper jumper, especially with tactical flip. Tactical allows for me to slide by just pressing down the trigger instead of having to move my finger from the trigger and having to press down circle. I just use tactical, in which I could just press down the R3 button instead of having to switch over to circle, and it makes everything seamless. You don't have to move your fingers that much. It's all in the same place that your fingers are placing itself in, if that makes sense. Jumping corners like this is so effective. I'm gonna show you guys some gameplay afterwards that I had in shipment. If you guys see me playing a lot in shipment or shoot house, the only reason why I play in those maps because those are like the only good maps in the game. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, those are the only good maps in the game. That's why I always play in those maps. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys my setting one more time. I should definitely try these settings out. It makes a huge difference, and yeah, you guys will be killing it in no time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the montage that I have coming out soon. I just wanted to wait a little bit more because I wanted to see what the phase 5 guidelines are, like how to submit a video and stuff like that. But if they don't post anytime soon, I'm gonna just post it. It's a crazy sniping montage, so be on the lookout for that. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys later. Take care and enjoy the settings. Peace.